Hello everyone, welcome back. Let me see if I could zoom out here. I have, nope, that's it. That's all I could do. Anyways, what I got here is my Rad Rover, of course. You see the Rad Rover there. And then I have my co-pilot. And so what I've been trying to do, and I'll try to explain what I'm going to do here. I've been thinking about using that co-pilot right here, as you can see right here, this co-pilot right there, to convert to a trailer to pull my kayak. So I'm using a different camera phone here. I'm not using my wide angle. My wide angle's exclusive for me for riding the Rad Rover. So I'm using my other phone, and forgive me if it's not a wide angle. So anyways, so here's the deal. And so here's how I already put a noodle on it, and I was gonna do that anyway because for safety, I don't want my child to either fall asleep or just slip and hit her face onto the handlebar. So I just put a noodle on there, but it acts as a it also acts as a way to cushion the kayak onto the handlebar. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to leave as much components on the bike as much as possible. I am going to have to do some modification, some hacking here. One of those is going to have to be okay, I'm going to leave the handlebar. I'm going to try to leave the handlebar. You can see where it's already creased. But I think I'm going to have to remove the seat. And so the plan is to let me back up here. So basically, that might be too far. Okay, so basically the plan is to have the kayak come out here all the way to this point right here where the hinge is, the front of the kayak to go to the front of this hinge, and have it come out at either even or even at a slight angle would be okay. But the point is it's going to rest here. I'm going to try to get some kind of a tubing to go into the seat post and come out a little bit higher so it can kind of come out straight. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Either I'm going to actually, if the tubing comes out, I'm going to have to put some kind of angle bracket because the kayak extends all the way. Actually, if I angled it right here, the kayak will extend all the way out past the tire, almost about another 2-3 feet. So let me try to, well, there's the kayak here. That's a kayak there. And as you can see, it is pretty long. It's 7 foot 9 inches. And if you look at the kayak, okay, if you look at the kayak, and then you look at the bike, you can see the kayak is just as long as the front to the end of this whole setup that I have. So so unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Anyways, so what I'm going to try to do is basically I'm going to try to put some kind of tubing here, and then have another. It's going to have to be steel, most likely. So a steel tube come out of here, and then some kind of flat bar come out with an angle back into the tubing, or a flat bar on top with another tube, a round tube, acting as a brace connecting to the seat post where the tube of the seat post would be. So it's going to make a nice little triangle. I don't know if it's going to work. Another thing is, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it or if it's even possible. But I might I'm gonna try to figure this out as I'm doing it. It's just all conceptual right now. And again, if it doesn't work, I may just drop the project completely, but I'm just working as I'm thinking about this. So today, instead of exercising my body, I'll be exercising my brain and trying to solve this problem in the real world. So some of the tools that I'm going to need is I'm going to need a welder. I have a metal cutting bandsaw. I'm going to use my welder. I'm going to use a metal cutting bandsaw. Maybe some tap and die. I don't know how far I'm going to get to this. Some nuts and bolts. But that's the initial plan, and I'll try to show you what it would look like. So I got a tripod here. Let's see if the tripod will stand. Okay, looks like the tripod will stand here, and let me see if I can oops, sorry. I'm going to try to show you how it comes out. I'm going to try to pan here a little bit so you get an idea of it. And sorry if it's not full, but I don't have my wide angle lens here. I'm working with a different camera with this particular gimbal, and my other gimbal is dedicated to riding the bike. This is the wide angle lens with that smartphone. So let's check it out. Okay, and I'll give you an idea. I'm gonna try to lift the kayak to give you an idea of how it might work. So here it goes. Something kind of like this. Something kind of like that. I don't know if you can see it, but that's kind of the idea. I think if I can just somehow make it strong enough to where it holds like this. I know it's kind of big, but this is the smallest kayak I can get. Well, anyways, that's the idea. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. That's the smallest kayak I can get, probably the lightest. It only weighs 28 pounds. The bike holds at least 75 pounds. So I think it'll work. I just have to find a way to secure it onto the bike and have the weight. I think the weight will be distributed enough. Some of the weight will be on the handlebar and then on the actual seat post itself. I have to account for the tubing and the flat bar, maybe even angle iron. Another option was to have some attachment here on the back of this part of the bicycle, stick up here and kind of have something where it can extend out. Anyways, this is just a brainstorm. I don't know if it's going to work, if it's not going to work. Again, I'm going to be doing a video on, this is just a conceptual phase, and it's a way to, I guess, exercise your brain. I've been working out the body, but working out the mind in real world, physical world situations is a challenge as well. You know, it's not just writing, you know, doing this stuff on paper. Let's see how it works in the real world. And I'm also the other challenge is trying to make it in a way that I keep most of the components of the bicycle itself. So I'm going to try to keep the components, most of the co-pilot. So I also don't, you know, mess with the actual bike itself. So it's supposed to be made so I can easily convert back and forth to the actual kayak. So I can easily use it as a kayak trailer, then go back to the co-pilot for my backseat driver. And so that's the challenge. So that's this episode. Hopefully you'll like it. It's not quite riding a bike and not quite kayaking, but something I like to do as a challenge. And hopefully you like it. So if you like it, please subscribe, leave a comment, like, dislike, and stay tuned for the next video.